You know, rifle feels amazing to use. In my opinion, even better than assault rifles in some cases. Heck, even LMGs feels better to use nowadays than assault rifles. Now, don't kill me in the comments yet, or do. Probably gonna end up helping me in some way. But no, I do have a rifle build that I'll show you probably on Sunday, but that's different. But today I have another rifle build, which I'm pretty sure the rifle that I'm using, nobody uses nowadays. But I'm gonna give you some reasons to actually use this weapon. So without any further ado, let me show you the build by starting with the weapon itself. Now, as for the weapons, well, Merciless is my main weapon of choice here. Amazing rifle, 440 RPM, you know, which is really high. I don't have any expertise here because I am lacking resources because of way too many build videos that I'm making for you all, but it's okay. That's a good thing. You know why? Because we're already doing 850k crits on the body, and that is happening on a very high RPM. It's not your 260 RPM rifle, you know, so keep that in mind. Now, on top of that, we're actually getting the talent binary trigger, which is allowing us to land 2 shots instead of 1. So technically we're doing 1.7 million per shot, right? Whenever we click, that is. Now on top of that, we also get the explosions, which is like 4 million to 5 million explosion damage, which is great, which will increase if you increase your expertise. So yeah, that is nice. Now there is 2 downside of the Merciless. Yes, I need to talk about this. One is obviously it's a recoil. It's pretty bad. Like the recoil is very bad. And the second, that this rifle is still not fully automatic. Yes, you have to click like the old days basically. So it doesn't fully automatically fires by just holding down the trigger. Now the reason why that is because I feel like if it was like fully automatic, it'll be too OP. And that's why I do have another rifle here on my secondary, weapon slot here to show you something, which I'll show you in a moment. You could use assault rifle, by the way, or any other things, but I would say assault rifle. I'll show you why I said that in the build when I show you the build. But right now I have this rifle because I want to show you this. So now I'm at the shooting range. Now I want to show you something, not at the dummy though, but on the wall. Like, you know, those the 2 dots there, I was just testing that. So I have the Merciless on me and I want to show you the recoil and like how fast it actually fires. Remember, it is 440 RPM rifle and I have to click. So I'm going to shoot over there on top of the stash box there. So I'm clicking right now. As you can see, there is no recoil because that is how the build is. There is no recoil on the build, which is nice, but that was me clicking. However, it felt it was firing even quickly because of its binary trigger, because it's, you know, firing 2 rounds basically. Now, if I swap to the other rifle, which has a little less RPM than Merciless, like 352, and I'll fire this on a fully automatic, so I don't have to click, I just hold the trigger, and you can see how fast it's actually firing. Like, this is fast, which is good. So that is 352 RPM. Now imagine the Merciless doing the fully automatic on a 440 RPM. With the binary trigger talent and causing the explosion on top of that, yeah, that'll be too OP. So I feel like that's the reason why they kept the Merciless semi-automatic and didn't make it fully automatic. Otherwise, nobody will be using any other rifle but Merciless, to be honest. Now, as for the build, well, this is the build over here. As you can see, I know it looks a bit weird, but don't worry about it. Let me explain. It'll make sense why all of these pieces are like that and why the heck I'm using a Ninja Bike Messenger backpack where I could have easily used a high-end backpack with a damage talent. It actually matters because if you use any of these pieces without the Ninja, then you have to add an extra basically set of this to get that extra bit of damage or whatever that it's giving you. So that's the reason why Ninja matters here, and we don't even feel like that we're losing that extra backpack damage talent or whatever because we're getting the damage from the gears itself. That's basically how it's set up. So let's just start with the mask here first. Now I'm using breaking point gear set because, you know, Ninja is making his 2-piece and we get that 25% of rifle damage and maximum rifle damage. And this is the reason why I said that we're not going to miss a backpack talent on a high-end, backpack, that is, because we're getting those damage. Like, this is basically vigilance amount of damage, like 25%, right? And Ninja's making that happen. So that's why it's important here, because otherwise you'll be having to use an extra piece of these sets. And that means you're going to be missing out on a lot of set bonuses, right? So that's why I said, again, Ninja matters. Now we have a weapon damage, crit chance, and crit chance mod here. Now for the chest piece, I chose the Zoo sets here. Like, I have 2 pieces of Zoo set, Ninja's making it 3. So we get that full 3 piece of set bonus, like, you know, magazine size, rifle damage, and weapon handling. Now that weapon handling is giving us stability, accuracy, reload speed, you know, all of that together, which is great. We do have weapon damage, crit chance, and crit chance mod with the obliterate talent, which should be very easy to activate because we're critting all the time and we are firing a very high RPM weapon. So yeah, yeah, no problems there. Now for the holster, I went with the salvo because, you know, 10% of rate of fire from the unit alloy set, and obviously the salvos, you know, named stat that is. I have crit chance here, and we're also getting that assault rifle damage 20% because of, you know, ninja making it 2-piece, and that's why I said that you could use an assault rifle as your secondary weapon because of that extra assault rifle damage that it gives. Now for the knee pads, I chose obviously Fox's Sprayer, gives us 10% rifle damage. We're also getting 30% accuracy, and we get that damage to target out of cover, which is really good damage. I have crit chance here. Now, since we're using 2-piece of Zoo, why not go for the Eagle's Grasp gloves, which gives us even more weapon handling? And like basically the Zoo set is giving us 45% of weapon handling, which is like the same amount of weapon handling you're going to get from something like a talent on the chest piece, like the Brace talent, for example. So that's why we don't have to sacrifice our damage to give ourselves, you know, something like the Brace talent, like I said. So we're keeping the damage, and we have crazy amount of accuracy and stability and all of that stuff. Like the weapon beams, there is no spread. This is pretty much just like feels like a hack, like an aimbot, if I should say. Now, if I show you my stats here, you'll see how good those stats are. Like the crit chance is really high. I will recommend you to increase the crit chance. Now, the crit damage is not that high, but it doesn't matter because we have way too much weapon damage stacked up on the build, and that's why we're doing good damage. Now, if I show you the other stats, like look at the reload time. That's 1.2 seconds this weapon reloads. That's how fast it reloads. Look at that reload speed bonus, the accuracy there. It's just crazy, I know. And look at the stability there. We have swap speed also high, weapon handling also high, you know, all of that. And then all weapon damage is really high too. We also have the rifle damage, which is high. So because of all of these stats, the weapon is going to hit exactly where your crosshair is. It doesn't matter what your input, whether it's mouse and keyboard or controller. I may have a bit too much accuracy. You know, I'm probably having a 15% extra on this, but it's okay. It's just going to beam. Now, if you don't have the Merciless, you can actually use another weapon, which is basically the same as the Merciless. It's probably in your stash right now as a level 1 exotic. It's the Ruthless. Ruthless and Merciless both are the same. They're like AKM from in-game, so they're basically same. Looks a little bit different, I believe, and obviously different names, of course, but they perform the same with the same talent, and everything is basically similar. So if you have that, you just have to level it up, and you can use that weapon. Now, as for the skills, I use Banshee Pulse and obviously the Reviver Hive. Reviver Hive is very important in group. You can, you know, pick up your team members, or if you go down, you know, it picks you up. Basically a second chance, which is nice. Now, Banshee Pulse is amazing. It is too good. Like, if you're using a shield instead of Banshee Pulse, please don't. Don't block other people's damage with the card door. Like, seriously. Just use the Banshee Pulse. It will save your life and your team member's life. It actually has changed the tide of an encounter in Countdown, in other places. This is too goated. Banshee Pulse is amazing. As long as you're not EMP'd by hunters or stuff, something like that. Yeah, Banshee Pulse is amazing. Just use this, please. So that's basically for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section because, you know, algorithm. There is a hype button nowadays, you know, in phone, I believe. So if you can see that, please hit it because it really helps, okay? So yeah, that's it. And I do have another rifle build coming, by the way. I actually finally managed to find the UIC 15 Mods 2 rifle, which you guys were telling me to try out for months now. Yes, I finally find a good one. I'm going to make it with the Tinkerer mask. Yeah, so rifle build with the Tinkerer mask coming after this. Probably tomorrow, day after tomorrow, something like that. So we'll do that. So stay tuned on the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.